Hello folks, how you all doing? Hope you're all keeping well. Right, in this video we are going to be looking at the braking system. I know in the last video we touched on the rear brakes, that would just get the handbrake working so we could get Bernard to drive backwards and forwards. But in this video we are going to be looking at the full braking system, going through the front brakes and basically seeing what we can get working, what does work, what doesn't work. Bernard was fitted with air brakes from new. The compressor on there, as far as I can tell just by turning over by hand, has got compression. So let's get everything back together and start stripping the front brakes down and see what happens. This is my first venture into air brakes. Hydraulics, yes, no problem. Cable and rod, no problem. Air brakes, pff, never done them before. We shall see. Every day's a learning curve. Okay, continuing with the braking system. So we have the front hoses for the airlines. And they are looking, as you can see, buggered. Is there any way to put it? Slightly worse for wear. But fear not. Replacement hoses have been purchased from Matador HQ. All we need to do now is remove the original ends, get the fittings out, get them all cleaned up. I found a relatively local company that does hydraulic hose crimping, and I had a chat with them and they said they're more than happy to crimp the ends. So we'll get these removed, get them cleaned up, and we'll get down, get them crimped, get them back on Bernard, and that'll be another job ticked off the list. Right, we have all the bits all nicely taken off and cleaned up. All now moving free and all nice and clean. We have the hoses, and we have arrived at the garage that we are hoping is going to help us. Well, here we are, Northfields, down in Dorking here, just off the A24. Hopefully these people are going to crimp the hoses for us. Let's see how we go on. Well, very pleased with the job. Two brake hoses there, new ends, all crimped on. Very reasonably priced and done it, fairly quickly as well. So yeah, well pleased. Job for the weekend. So one of the things you need working on big vehicles are big tools: scaffold tube, wheel brace. Well, I'm surprised at that. First one straight off. Clearly the front wheels have been off way before the back ones were. As the back ones, we had two scaffold tubes, myself and my son, one on each end, and they were still a bugger to come off. Okay, now playing a little bit more hardball. God, need to invest in the bloody gun. You know what they say, if it was easy, everyone would do it. I think we're there. Well, that was genuinely a surprise. Like I say, the rear ones were an absolute bugger to come off. Right, passenger side. Okay, a bit tighter, but still coming off. Remember, passenger side, left hand thread. These have definitely been undone recently. Definitely, whether the previous owners had a go, must have done. Because so those back ones hadn't been off in decades. Gah. Easy. No need to go to the gym. Now obviously this is not going to hold the full weight of a Matador, but it will provide me the reasonably flat surface to push a trolley jack under. Trolley jacks, sorry. Why didn't I just stick with Land Rovers? Be an awful lot easier. Why does it always sound like I'm sniffling a lot? Maybe I am. Okay. Just that fraction too small. I know, just buy an impact gun. Yeah, add it to my list of tools to buy. Not exactly lighting though. Okay, the front end's a good, had a good clean with a pressure washer now. All looking lovely. Certainly considerably cleaner than it was, as you can probably tell by the amount of paint that is currently all over the floor. But yeah, the worst of the mess is off. Plenty of original paint there. Lovely. Took the pressure washer. Put my teeth back in. I put the pressure washer along the side as well. Took all that old white paint off. Brought up the air tanks really nicely. And covered the winch sign as well. Got a bit of paint off that. The antifreezer cleaned up quite well. Let's see the plate. Right, let's get the drums off and have a look. Okay, take the drums off. Fairly minimal tools required, really. There is 4 bolts on the outside here that hold the drum in place. And we're going to use 2 other bolts. We've got threaded holes here. One there, one there. There's 4 of them in total. Basically, we screw these in gently. What it does is it pushes against the hub and should slide the drum off. That's the idea anyway. Worked with the back one, so hopefully it'll work with the fronts. Right, so this one's decided to screw the whole stud out instead of just taking the nut off, which is fine. Just give the others a little bit of a clean off with a wire brush. Might help. Just get the worst of the paint and the rust off it. Just feel it start to bind slightly. Bit of rust, paint and dirt on there, so just do it up slightly, clean it off, and then back it off again. Okay, this is just taking the stud out as well. Right, that's them four off. Right, so we've got these two extractor studs. These aren't special tools at all. There probably is a specialty tool for it, but these are literally just spare bolts I had. Give me a little bit of spray. Just makes life a little bit easier. Right, that one's just starting to touch. Just apply a little bit of pressure. That's moving already. Now we just go opposites. And off it slides. So same applies to the rear. The shoes, if they're old, really old, they probably have got some sort of asbestos within inside them, which was fine back in the day. And as long as you don't sort of disturb it too much, try to lick it or do anything stupid, you should be okay. But we'll gently take the drum off, we'll put it to one side, do the same with the other side, and then we'll get the pressure washer out and just clean them all down and get rid of that dust. Well, judging by the debris inside there, it looks like there was a nest inside this drum as well. Same as the rears. The shoes look really good. Plenty of meat left on them, hardly worn at all. All looking good so far. Right, so the same applies to the other side. I'll be doing exactly the same, so there's no point in me videoing it. But so I'll get it off, get these all cleaned up, and then we'll go from there. Okay, it's time to have a look at the front brakes. As you can see, they are basically a similar setup to the rear. You've got a brake cylinder, and you've got a cam, and you've got a brake arm. Okay, as previously mentioned, it's a high possibility, being old brake shoes, they probably do have some sort of asbestos content, but we don't know for sure. But just to reiterate, someone mentioned on a previous video in the comments they thought I should have been wearing more protective masks, gloves, goggles, etc. when cleaning. I can assure you that when it actually came to the cleaning process, I did have a mask on, I was gloved up, and did have goggles on, just being on that safe side. It's asbestos, there's no point taking, potentially asbestos, there's no point taking any risks for the sake of just doing a bit of quick cleaning. So if you've not done anything like this before, do yourself a favour. I know we're outside, we're in a well ventilated area, but still, just be, you know, a bit cautious about it, and do put a mask on. It's going to save your lungs at the end of the day. So as you can see, what we've done is we've changed the angle of the camera now, so you can get a better view at what I'm about to do. But the main reason for changing the camera angle is because I've suddenly realised, after looking at the previous bit of video, I'm considerably bolder than I thought I was. Considerably bolder. I'm not saying this is worrying, but it was a wake-up call. Change your camera angle. Right, so let's start stripping this down. As we can see, shoes are in really good condition. It's just a case of whether this arm, brake cylinder is all seized up. We'll find out shortly. Right, there's a little split pin in the back there. Basically it's rusted in, so we'll just try and work it backwards and forwards, see if we can get it out. If not, worst case scenario, when we undo the bolt, we'll just have to re-drill it. Right, if you've not done it before, just a little tip with a split pin. Sometimes, if there's enough head sticking up, try and tap it back in slightly first of all before you withdraw it. It can just free it up, just sort of break that bit of a rust seal. Doesn't always work, but it's worth a try. Go. One rusty split pin. Now ready for replacement. Right, another little tip if you like to say, this is only for, I'm not teaching anyone to suck eggs here, but this is for people who have not done it before. If you need to tap a clevis pin out or any bolt that's a bit stuck in there slightly, put the nut back on first of all, just leave it flush with the end of the bolt. That way when you give it a few taps,
not belting it. I mean, just a few taps, you're not going to damage the end of the thread. Or if you do put a very slight burr on it, when you undo the nut, you should hopefully reshape it again. Now that we know the clevis pin's actually free, we can just give it a very gentle tap to draw it the rest of the way out. More clevis pin. Well, that's a good sign. The main brake arm has moved straight away. As you can see, same as the rear. As soon as it's pushed out, the springs expand. All quite simple stuff. Easy to maintain, just well thought of, really. Anything I can see here is the brake adjuster rod here. That seems to be seized, binding to the actual brake arm itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a bit of time, because I know it's going to bore you senseless me trying to free this off, so I'm not going to film this after getting the blowtorch out before to do the rears. Everyone fell asleep at that point, so bear with me. I'm going to get this freed off and I'll go back to you. Okay, we're back. The arm is now freed off, moving independently, which is good. Also, just done a sort of brief test on the brake cylinder itself, and the vacuum's working. It does seem to be holding pressure, which is a great sign, because I don't believe the internal seals are available for these. Slides freely out. I'll put my finger over the hose end, the outer hose. It's holding pressure. Release. Job's a good one. So it feels good. It's smooth. Retracts quite easily. So yeah, hopefully they'll be okay. As I was told, that I don't think there's any seals available for these cylinders. It is a case of, if they're totally knackered inside, you've just got to find another good second-hand one. But I'm happy at the moment that it does seem to be holding pressure and it is working as it should. So fingers crossed, it'll be good to go. Right, I'm going to get this reassembled, get the drum back on, and then I'll start on the other side. Right, just let the burner run up now. See if we can get air pressure building up. We are slowly but surely getting air pressure. According to the book, it should be between 80 and 90, and it's taking its time to rise up, so potential problem we may have to look at. Any advice from anyone on air brakes, please let me know.
Alright, you put on the brake and off. On the brake and off. Alright, well that's two working, which is always a good sign. Let's have a quick check on the rear. On the brake and off. the brake! Off! Beautiful! We've got brakes! Right, we just check whether we've still got pressure. Yeah, we've still got pressure holding, but not as good as it should be. Right, so potential problem to look at. Alright, slowly but surely we're getting air pressure. It does appear to be holding. You put your foot on the brake and it all seems to be holding pressure. It's just extremely slow to get up there. Right, I've just turned the engine off now and just checking the pressure. And it's still holding at 75. Engine's been off for probably about 3 or 4 minutes now. I've had a quick look round. Can't hear any air hissing or leaking anywhere, and the pressure holding. So I'm going to assume everything's good. Not totally familiar with air brakes. As I said, this is the first vehicle I've had with air brakes. So everything is a learning curve. The compressor is building up, although slowly in my opinion. I might be wrong. You know, it is 86 years old at the end of the day. And when you get to 86, everything does get a bit slower. But I've been around, checked all the pipes, all the connections. I can't hear any air, hear it leaking from anywhere. And pressure is still holding. So I'm going to put that down to a win. If anyone else has got experience on air brakes, when you push the pedal down, all the brake cylinders are working, as we've seen earlier in the video, but the pedal does go all the way to the floor. Like I say, I'm not familiar. I know if it's hydraulic, you'd feel pressure and the pedal would stop, but with the air brakes, the pedal just seems to go all the way down. I mean, is that normal? You know, please let me know. I do value all your opinions. Anyone's had experience on these sort of vehicles, commercials, Matadors, yeah, let me know. Like I say, everything's a learning curve here at the moment. Even if not for my benefit, anyone else watching the videos, they've never done it before as well. You people out there, the older people out there, anyone who's driven these vehicles for many years knows about them, or just commercial vehicles. Yeah, let us know your opinions on the air brakes. It'd be great to hear from you. Well, another successful stage of the build. I'm very happy all the brakes seem to be working, which is great. I do need to check on the speed the air compressor is actually building up. I know it's an old vehicle. Bernard's 86 years old. The compressor hasn't been run for decades. There is a good chance it may need to be stripped down, may need some new piston rings. I don't know. I'm going to seek some advice. I'll have a word with Matt Foster at Matador HQ. It may be a characteristic of Matadors that they do take their time to build up air. I don't know, but it's something I double check. But overall, yes, very pleased. Everything seems to have gone as it should have gone. The brakes, all the brake cylinders are working. It's holding pressure. Ready for a road test. What can I say? We're there. Get some lights. Get the brake lights working. Road test it. No, probably not. The rear body would fall off. But that will be one of the next jobs. Timber work. So we will be looking towards timber work, getting the fuel system connected up. We're currently still running off a jerry can and independent fuel pump. So I do have new seals for the fuel pump. So that is a job to do, and connect up the original fuel tank and see if we can get it running as he should, off his own fuel tank, off the proper fuel pump. So that's the plan. So stick with me. This is a hobby at the end of the day. I can only do the videos as and when I'm not working on the day job, having to earn a living. So I hope you've enjoyed this. So if you have enjoyed the video, please tick the like, please subscribe, please stick with the rebuild, and I will catch you on the next one.